Hi, you guys. So, welcome to Beyond the Veil. I am Adina, and this is actually my second take on a reading that I was just attempting to do on Aaliyah, but a delivery person came. It threw the whole energy off. So, I'm starting over because I just could not make out what was going on. So, I'm going to start over. I've already anointed myself with my Exodus 30 oil that I make here myself. This is only for initiates and priests and spiritual workers. I have incense going. And my bell. I need to recenter myself. So the start of this video is going to be a little weird, you guys, because like I said, I'm starting over because I got thrown off. Let me take another sip of wine. Shout out to Riesling. The Germans, we don't give the Germans enough credit for their white wine, but Riesling is my favorite white. All right, I am doing this reading because I would like to look into the relationship between Aaliyah and Jay-Z. So, because I already summoned Aaliyah's energy, I'm going to try it again because I was off. Let me ring my bell. Let me breathe. Let me meditate. Get in my zone. Let me remix up my cards first. Because I want... Nope. Ring the bell first. Aaliyah Houghton. I hear Aaliyah Denise. Was that your middle name? Aaliyah Denise Houghton. Aaliyah Denise Houghton. Aaliyah Denise Houghton. Aaliyah Aaliya. Aaliyah, I call your energy back. If it was dispersed, I call it back from the four corners of the universe, from the heavens or the underworld, from the waters or the grave, wherever you reside. Aaliyah. Oh, that smoke is beautiful. It was like a bomb. Just a big mushroom cloud above. Okay, Aaliyah. Aaliyah, I'm sorry if I couldn't hear you clearly before. I'm sorry if I misinterpreted your messages. Would you mind speaking to me about your relationship with Jay-Z then and now? Because when she came out the first time, we were talking about her death. And he wasn't even there the day you died. Aaliyah. Huh. Aaliyah, speak to me about your relationship with Jay-Z. Your feelings about Jay-Z then and now. Were you guys friends back then? Musical colleagues? Were you seeing each other? What was the relationship like with Jay-Z when you passed away? What is it like right now? Aaliyah, speak to me, please. Allow your spirit, your soul to speak here in truth. Speak through me, Aaliyah. They weren't friends at the time of her death. They weren't friendly at the time of her death. This makes me feel like, now this energy is much more clear than the first time. And I think it's because the Amazon truck was coming She knew I was going to get interrupted, so all I got was the moment of her death. Aaliyah Dame J. At the time of her death, there was dissension amongst the three. Because somebody was interested in Aaliyah after somebody was interested in Aaliyah. So whomever she dated first, and I'm sorry, I feel like she dated Damon Dash first. Jay-Z came along and she was smitten. Now this could possibly also mean that she no longer wanted anything to do with either of them, and that someone else had come along and she was smitten. We'll see. Her recent past, you were in a relationship with Dame or Jay-Z. I'm going to clarify which one we're talking about because the three of you guys are here. So already I can see that there was trouble amongst that group of three because Aaliyah was in a relationship with Dame Dash. We all knew that. The world knew that. We had seen pictures of her and Jay-Z being cozy. We had heard that her and Jay-Z were dating. However, as far as us regular people are concerned, those were rumors. We knew of her to be dating Jay-Z, but Dame. But we also knew that she had dealings with Jay-Z, and I think a lot of the problems between the three of you came when Jay-Z came in and wanted what Dame, what Dame had or used to have. Now, I got this when I pulled her just now, but it was in reverse that time. So at the time, when I was just reading Aaliyah, I said that we were talking about the time of her death. This was in reverse. And I had started talking about her questioning all of the stuff that they were adding onto the plane. They kept adding luggage and kept adding things that didn't need to be taken at the time. Me thinks that Aaliyah felt like, take us and our stuff, because we're only like 30, 45 minutes away from Miami, which is where they were headed. Take us and our stuff, drop it off, come back, get the rest of the stuff. In that reading, this was in reverse because I think Aaliyah had saw all the stuff on there and was asking questions about it and was concerned about all the stuff that they were putting on there for that one little train, for that one little trip. However, for some reason, in this energy, and I think because I'm not talking about the day of her death anymore, I'm talking about the relationship dynamic at this point in time. We haven't gotten to the day of her death. So at this point in time, she was still blind to the conspiracies that was going on around her. And there were plots going on around her, even before she stepped foot in the Bahamas. There were conversations. Now I get sacrifice from this card because of her being bound. This looks like in movies and stuff that I've seen about rituals where the person who gets sacrificed is a willing participant. And it's usually a woman and they're clothed in these long flowy gowns or something, and then they're bound and their eyes are bound and they're being taken out willingly. But this gives me energy of sacrifice because there were communication. There was talks surrounding her about sabotage that she was completely unaware of. And this, I feel like, came from people close to her because she has the ability to free herself from this sabotage surrounding her, but she doesn't. Which makes me feel like it's like it was people around her who she was starting to feel like maybe she needed to break herself away from, Dame, Jay-Z, Dame and Jay-Z, Dame or Jay-Z. But she hadn't done it yet. She hadn't actually woke all the way up, even though in her intuitive spirit, in her intuitive mind, she was coming around to the idea that something in the milk in her crew, it wasn't clean for her anymore. As above, 7 of Wands in reversed. Now, when I get this card, I hear no competition. And since we're talking about Jay-Z, I would like to believe that this is her energy towards none other than the Queen Bee, allegedly. Aaliyah didn't see Beyonce, allegedly, as any competition of hers. Temperance, so below. I also think that Aaliyah possibly was nice, kind, diplomatic. I'll go along just to get along with her. I'll be nice. I don't think Aaliyah was a mean girl, and I don't get super competitive from her. I get super competitive energy, though, from Beyonce. But according to Aaliyah, she wasn't looking at Beyonce, allegedly, the way Beyonce was looking at her, as competition. Aaliyah didn't see competition, but allegedly Beyonce was looking at Aaliyah because she had a competition going on with her with Jay-Z. But Aaliyah wasn't looking at Jay-Z the way Beyonce was. Aaliyah didn't Beyonce was hungry. Beyonce was hungry. She was a beast. Beyonce wanted to be number one, no matter what. It wasn't just Matthew. And I'm only saying this because I'm in this energy now. It was not just Matthew. Beyonce wanted ruthless leadership. She wanted to be number one, no matter what. She wanted Jay-Z, no matter what. She was competing, allegedly. Aaliyah wasn't. Aaliyah wasn't. Four of Pentacles, though. I would like to say that this is how someone saw her. This is how a lot of people saw Aaliyah. I think as possession. A commodity. However, if this is in her advice and current action position at the time of her death, did she have a necklace of some sort with a symbol on it? Maybe a religious symbol, maybe a cross, maybe a pentagram, a Star of David? Was she getting into some type of spiritual practices for protection? Just curious about that. External energy. Aaliyah, you pissed off somebody. There was somebody so pissed off at you. And this person gives me ruthless. This gives me more ruthless than R. Kelly. This gives me, I have the capability to hurt someone if I need to. The King of Swords reverse. Nasty man, nasty piece of work. I don't get that energy from Dame Dash. Because if that's the case, wouldn't he have put a hit out on Jay-Z a long time ago? He just wants things to be fair. Ten of Swords reversed. Again, Aaliyah, you were concerned the day of your death about them taking things off the plane. You knew that it was too much stuff on there, and you asked them to take some stuff off, and methinks they said that they would, and you went and buckled yourself on, and then the plane started cranking up, and you're like, wait, I didn't see anybody take anything off this plane. and she's looking around allegedly like, did you guys see them take anything off? Did you guys see them take some stuff off? Because I didn't. Where's the stuff? Where are the people taking the stuff off? Next thing you know, they're in the air. And she's freaking out. Her death could have been avoided. Point blank period. It could have been avoided. Hold on, you guys. Let me answer this call and tell them I'm doing a reading. All right. Aaliyah's death could have been avoided. However, we all know that it wasn't. So why is this in reverse? What did this mark a turning point for, and whom? I'm going to start there, actually. Nowadays, I like starting with the outcome. Who is this greedy person who felt like Aaliyah belonged to them, or is this money? Very interesting. I'm asking about Jay-Z. Oh. Aaliyah, did you turn Jay-Z down? Did you break Jay-Z's heart? Jay-Z was looking to be a power couple. But I don't believe that you saw it for him for that. Me thinks that you didn't respect Jay as a person because you saw how grimy he was. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that between the two, since Aaliyah dealt with Dame first and then Jay, me thinks, what if Aaliyah was going to decide that she wanted to be with Dame because Jay-Z was ruthless when it came to money? And he'd do anything to be a powerful man and have her be his powerful significant other. Did Aaliyah see some of the ways that Jay-Z went against Dame Dash and she didn't agree with him as a person? Is that what you did to piss Jay-Z off, allegedly? What is this 10 of Swords in reverse? Because you did pass away. So why is it in reverse? Was it B&J? Did it have anything to do with your love triangle between you, B, and J? Because this could be you, J, and Dame. This could also be you, J, and B. Now I'm looking at your death, honey. Your final outcome. Like I said in my Tyler reading, when this was in Tyler's as above position in reverse, nobody wants to be stuck between Beyonce and Jay-Z's power struggles, allegedly. Here we are, Jay-Z and his ego. Aaliyah, were you his first body, allegedly? Were you his first body, allegedly? Because you refused to be the other half to his power company couple? Did you not want? Oh, there's the crash. Arguing about that luggage. Aaliyah didn't want to get on that plane. There she is. There's Aaliyah. I feel like this is B though. I don't know. However, in the outcome, there was a choice. Aaliyah and Jay, B and J. I don't think Aaliyah wanted Jay. I think B was by default. And I think that Aaliyah was a casualty in this love triangle, allegedly. Because I'm asking about her relationship with Jay-Z now. I could be wrong. That could mean that once she left, he had no choice but to settle for B. Let me check this High Priestess in reverse. Methinks Beyonce told Jay-Z to choose. She asked him to choose between her and Aaliyah. Oh, wow. These cards, this is superstar power. The Chariot, the Wheel of Fortune, the Sun, the World card. Aaliyah was supposed to be that girl. Everybody knew it. Everybody in the industry was talking about Aaliyah being that girl and Beyonce being the runner-up girl. However, now Beyonce is that girl. Methinks Beyonce asked Jay-Z to choose. Methinks that Beyonce was very, very, very emotionally disturbed and distraught by Aaliyah in her relationship with Jay-Z. All right, let me move around. Three of Cups in reverse. The Magician. Methinks Aaliyah sees Jay-Z as the Magician. Methinks all right, methinks that Aaliyah possibly may have been creeping with Jay-Z behind Dame's back. No. No. Aaliyah had to go. Someone came to the decision that in order, I believe, for someone or someone's to become what they wanted to become, this crash had to happen. Somebody had to go. There could only be one. Someone was told to put all that luggage on the plane. Now, I don't know if this is R. Kelly because y'all, I don't think R. Kelly did that. I think he loved Aaliyah. Methinks though he does know allegedly that Jay-Z had something to do with it for money. I get sacrifice energy here. One of the girls had to go. Jay-Z had to choose. Now, why he chose Aaliyah, I believe because Beyonce was more like him. She appealed to his ego. She appealed to his sense of pride. He was convinced, and to be honest, there was a turning point. Something about Aaliyah in those days was giving, I want to do something else. Not saying that she was going to step away from the industry, but for whatever Jay-Z had planned, Aaliyah had something different planned. her energy was pure. She was looking more into spirituality, elevating herself that way. She wanted to get away from a certain group she was dealing with. I think that she wanted to not play the industry game anymore. I believe Aaliyah was probably tired of playing a lot of the games that she had played with the likes of Jay-Z and Dame and R. Kelly and all of that. Aaliyah was looking for a new crew, somebody or something that was more appealing to her soul's evolution. Me also thinks that Aaliyah was going to outgrow the likes of Jay-Z, and me thinks his pride, his ego, and me thinks Beyonce appealed to that. Me thinks that Jay-Z possibly started advising her. Somebody wanted to marry Aaliyah. She didn't want to marry them. Methinks Aaliyah had met someone new. Aaliyah wasn't interested in Jay-Z anymore. She wasn't interested in Dame anymore, the old crew. And methinks Jay-Z was jealous. Methinks that her and Jay-Z had harsh words. I just get the impression that Aaliyah didn't want to do the things anymore. She did not want to play the industry game anymore. Maybe that killed her. Because Jay-Z, for some reason, didn't. No, somebody proposed. Somebody proposed to Aaliyah, and she said no. Look. Either she thought or she found out somebody was getting ready to propose to her. Will you be my wife? No. No. Was Aaliyah pregnant? Oh, no, that's that award ceremony. She got an award. I remember the MTV Awards that year. Both Aaliyah and Beyonce were there. Beyonce interviewed Aaliyah on the red carpet. Somebody felt like if Aaliyah was out of the way, they could have Jay-Z, or he could get rid of her. No, I'm not saying he felt like he could get rid of her. Even though he did. Allegedly, somebody did. There's that choosing sides again. This is difficult. He didn't do it. The industry wanted a superstar couple. The industry wanted a superstar couple. There was a choice. Both of them couldn't go. Both of them couldn't be that girl. I knew that it was too much stuff on the plane when we left. soon as we took off, Aaliyah started feeling bad. I think Aaliyah knew. Something she saw when they were boarding the plane, I think, had Aaliyah really scared, either when they were boarding the plane, but I also think that Aaliyah saw something, heard something, a conversation amongst someone that had her vexed even when she went to the Bahamas. I think a conversation that she had or that she heard someone have was on her mind. It had her vexed. I'm wondering if Aaliyah knew that at some point it was going to be her or Beyonce. I'm wondering if she started to suspect that they were being sized up as each other's competition and only one could stay because of her dealings with Jay-Z, allegedly. But see, she didn't really care about Beyonce and Jay-Z dating the way Beyonce did. She knew that B and J had something going on. She knew that Jay-Z was looking to make himself Jay-Z. She also felt that Jay-Z didn't have the capacity to love, that he was all business. He was a ruthless businessman, and he didn't have the capacity to love or care, which is why she didn't want what he was offering, allegedly. She knew that he would do whatever it took to become famous because in the past he had done that with Dame. She knew he was ruthless. I don't know if they were trying to get Beyonce and Aaliyah to work together on a song, if somebody kept pushing for that and Aaliyah kept avoiding it. So to avoid the competition that they were trying to drag her into. Something Jay-Z was trying to do with both Aaliyah and Beyonce. Jay-Z, you were doing something. And I'm not saying just seeing them both. This is like trying to pit them against each other. Something about Beyonce didn't care. She didn't care, allegedly. As long as no one all I'm going to say is there couldn't be the both of them. Now, I'm not saying Beyonce had something to do with Aaliyah's passing. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, though, is that allegedly Beyonce didn't want to be in a love triangle with her, Jay-Z, and Aaliyah. Beyonce wanted him to choose, and she wanted him to choose her. I don't know if there was an offer for Beyonce and Aaliyah to work together on something. It was turned down. Somebody felt like the label, the industry was trying to size them up together. All right. Aaliyah, all I get in these cards are, okay, all right. All right. This is going to be a short reading. This is going to be a quick reading. Because I asked what was her energy like with Jay-Z. Jay-Z, something else is going to come and bite you in the behind. Because in Aaliyah's outcome position, this Ten of Swords, as I get it again, it fell with the Two of Cups. Dane, Jay-Z, whomever. Y'all better hope people don't start spilling tea about what happened with Aaliyah, especially Jay-Z. If your name is brought up in this Me Too moment and people start talking about the beef between Aaliyah and Jay-Z and how you fueled it, allegedly. This is for entertainment purposes, y'all. I'm putting together pictures on my card and things that I imagine make sense with the story. But I said in my Tyla reading that some things could come out about a gatekeeper in the industry that will impact the entire industry. And I don't mean have them scared. I mean, some of them will be shook, sad, hurt, happy, mad, mixed energy. Aaliyah has the capacity to do that. A story about Aaliyah or a story about Aaliyah's death has the capacity to send shockwaves through the industry and make everybody feel impacted. This reading said, skipping all of the details because there's so many details, but in my mind, what I see, 2 3-party situations. And Aaliyah, how did you get your ass caught up in these messy situations like this? You, Dane, Jay, you, Jay, Beyonce. 3 3 6. 6 is the number of the Lover's card. It's a Lover's card number. It's a Venus number. I know because my life path number is 6. And I am ruled by Venus. Aaliyah, your love life got you killed, allegedly. And I'm not saying this to you because you know this. This is what Aaliyah would like for me to say. Her love life got her killed. Now, I never said once who, because Aaliyah died in a plane crash. So nobody murdered her in that sense. But Aaliyah was concerned about the amount of luggage on the plane. And I'm sorry. I think someone told her that they were taking it off. Someone told her that they were going to take some of the things off and the things weren't taken off. All right. Let me ask some questions because we're at 18. Or no, I could wrap this up because I did start this figure early. Aaliyah, give me one more card in closing for your energy towards Jay-Z right now. If you could say anything to Jay-Z right now, Aaliyah, what would you like to say to an old friend? Now, y'all want to know what I hear in my mind? I hope you're happy now that you got what you wanted. Your power couple situation. I hope you're happy now that you got what you wanted, is what Aaliyah says, allegedly. I'm going to clarify. because it started out with 3, ended up with 2. Aaliyah turned down a proposal from Jay-Z, allegedly. Relationship, marriage. The Hermit. It was a part of his plan all along. Why is the Hermit here? I would love to tell you guys what I hear being whispered in my ear, but all the allegedlys in the world. I see with 1 gone, Aaliyah feels like the success of 1 was gained off of her back, allegedly. And was Aaliyah told that she couldn't have kids? I don't know who would know that. I don't know. I get abortion, possibly. I get abortion, possibly losing the opportunity to have kids in the future. I keep getting a turning down of a proposal. Proposal. It's like you're not going to go off with someone else and be big and famous without me. Like I said, Jay-Z, in my Tyler reading, Jay-Z would never have allowed Aaliyah to leave him and go be great with someone else. I see that song. The I Miss You song. Who didn't want to be a part of it? Maybe they possibly asked a few more people to be on that song, and some people said no, they didn't want to do it because Jay-Z was a part of it, allegedly. All right. Let me just say some things based on the cards that I saw. Since this was a channel reading, it's difficult sometimes to make it all flow with the cards because of the way the spirits speak. They're more concerned with their message getting across rather than making sure I read the cards correctly. And in times like this, I don't have to use the cards because I'm channeling a spirit. This is what I got, allegedly. Story time for entertainment purposes. Picture this. Bad blood already, because Dame was with Aaliyah first. Jay starts sniffing around. Jay wanted Aaliyah allegedly to himself for the long haul. If Jay-Z could have had his way, Aaliyah would have been right where Beyonce is, allegedly for entertainment purposes. Aaliyah didn't want him though. Aaliyah did not want Jay-Z. She did not want to be fooled up with him anymore. Her opinion of him wasn't that great. She felt like he was ruthless because of things that she saw and knew that he had done to Dame. Because remember, she was in a relationship with Dame. She was in a relationship with both of them. And if she was going to choose, it would have been Dame. It wouldn't have been Jay-Z. Dame was smart and astute. Jay-Z was ruthless. He was smart too, but he was ruthless. Aaliyah, her soul was in a different place. It's like where Beyonce's soul is trying to be now, or where it is now, evolving spiritually, but Aaliyah was there during the time of her death. And Beyonce, though, who hadn't been in the game as famous as long as Aaliyah, she was hungry. She was hungry for the life that Aaliyah could care less about. Because of everything Aaliyah had experienced, fame, she had her fill of it. She had her fill of fame being passed around, being used, being, taken advantage of in multiple ways in the industry. But that's why she didn't have beef with Beyonce. For one, Aaliyah didn't give me mean girl vibes. For two, she didn't feel the need to compete because her goals weren't the same as Beyonce. What Beyonce wanted wasn't what Aaliyah wanted. But everybody knew that there could only be one. And at the time, Aaliyah was miles ahead of Beyonce. She had a head start. She already had fame, a name, solo success, Queen of the Damned. It would have been difficult for Beyonce to try to come up competing with the force that Aaliyah was. Naturally, people liked her naturally. People didn't take to Beyonce that way naturally. She gave country bumpkin vibes. She gave slow Southern girl vibes who don't know nothing about nothing. And I don't think that they saw longevity in Beyonce. Jay-Z did though. He saw that he can make, all you need is hunger. All you need is hunger, hustle, and ruthlessness. I didn't ask about Aaliyah's death. I asked about her relationship with Jay-Z, and that was her relationship with Jay-Z at the time of her death. She wasn't with the shits no more. Methinks Jay-Z didn't like being turned down by Aaliyah. He thinks that he was ready and willing to marry her because he was looking for a wife, an industry wife, an industry counterpart. Aaliyah died and we got crazy in love not too long after. So with that being said, you guys, that was my Aaliyah reading. Aaliyah, I release you in peace. The incense stick just burned out. I release you in peace, Aaliyah. May you heal. May your soul evolve. Ashe. And amen, guys. Bye.